Hey, it's a weird world, and I'm just living in it. The Lions are sitting in this bizarre time going into the NFL playoffs. And in this video, we're going to talk about all of it. We got the Amon-Ra St. Brown versus Puka Nacua. We got Goff versus Stafford. We've got, all of this stuff going on. We even want to root for the Packers. We even want to root for the Packers in the first round. So we're going to talk about all of that in this video because, quite frankly, it doesn't make sense to me. But let's start with the little stuff and work our way up to the bigger stuff. I was reading this tweet earlier by Matt Broder that said, Amon-Ra St. Brown was a Pro Bowl snub in favor of Puka Nacua. Jared Goff was snubbed in favor of Matthew Stafford. Lions, Rams, NFC playoffs, round 1 at Ford Field. All right. So, is that true? Is that true? So, let's start with the Goff versus Stafford comparison. All right. So, I just did a little side-by-side stats. All right. Goff has more completions in more attempts. He has a higher completion percentage, 67% to 62%. He's thrown for 600 more yards. He has the exact same yards per attempt. He has 6 more touchdowns and only 1 more interception. They've been sacked the exact same amount of time. Also, points per 100 snaps, Jared Goff is at 27.1. Matt Stafford is at 25.4. In other words, just to be clear, there is not one stat that Matthew Stafford is better at. Yes, he has less interceptions, but does he have less interceptions per attempt? No, he does not. There's not one stat that he has been better at, and you can't sit here and tell me that, he's in a much worse offense. No, I'm not going there. I am not going there. All right. How about St. Brown versus Nacua? We were finding reports that St. Brown was not happy getting the Pro Bowl snub, and nobody is happier than me with an angry St. Brown, and you saw what he did. He absolutely took it out on the Vikings, went toe-to-toe with Jefferson. It was awesome to watch. So, as we look at him, he has 14 more receptions than Puka Nacua on only 4 more targets. So a much higher completion percentage to St. Brown than to Puka Nacua. He has more total yards. All right? Yards per reception goes to Nacua. I get that. But St. Brown has more yards. They both have a good long. They both are just masters of the 20-plus yard catch. St. Brown has not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 more touchdowns than Puka Nacua. All right, Puka Nacua played in 1 more game. Points per 100 snap, once again, goes to Amon-Ra St. Brown. So here's the question that I have. Why in the world do the Rams get Puka Nacua and Matt Stafford in the Pro Bowl when it's not supposed to be about the fans this year? All right, so we have these kind of things. St. Brown's not going to be happy about what's going on the other side. Jared Goff is going against the team that absolutely, and here's the other thing that just drives me nuts. Everybody's talking about Matthew Stafford's coming home. Yay, Matthew Stafford's coming home. I'll even give fireworks for it. All right, Stafford, yay. Get that crap out of here. How about this? Jared Goff has the opportunity at home to play against the team that absolutely screwed him. How about that? Let that be the storyline. The Rams are coming back to play visitors to the Detroit Lions because the Lions have been better with Jared Goff than they ever were with Matt Stafford. And I understand you can talk about talent around him. I get it. And it's true. It is true. But we're sitting here and having this conversation, and I see all my friends retweeting and reposting. I got a text today from a friend about how they got goosebumps because Stafford's coming home. I don't like Matthew Stafford. All right. And I'm allowed not to like him, especially this week. Right. I like Stafford as a guy. Right. I like I'm happy he won a Super Bowl. I'm glad about all that. He put in his time in Detroit. He is the enemy. All right. Sean McVay did my quarterback dirty in Jared Goff. McVay was the one who was unable to adjust for what Goff was good at. And it was made to look like Goff was the horrible player. That's a bummer. All right. And so my hope, everything in me is hoping that the Detroit Lions can win this game just straight for justice. The Rams play in beautiful sunny California. They got their Super Bowl. They got their Super Bowl. Stafford got what he wanted. McVay got what he wanted. And then last year they were awful, and this year they're this good story of a team that should not have been as good as it is. And when you look at the team, they shouldn't be as good as they are. All right? But they are good. They are good. But I am fine with playing them, but the thought of losing to them destroys me. It kills me. All right? Would I rather play the Rams than the Packers? Yes. Yes, I would. But all right, so how else? I said this is such a bizarre situation. All right? Here's the other bizarre situation. If the Niners have a bye week, so if we want a home game, we want and need the Cowboys to lose. That's not a problem. None of us are happy about the Cowboys right now. We're all like, Cowboys suck. Right now, I'm just kidding. All right, sorry. This is a little more edgy video for me. I'm sorry. But we are all going to be rooting right here for the Green Bay Packers. When was the last time you rooted for the Green Bay Packers to win a football game? Huh? Now, it shouldn't be hard rooting against the Cowboys after everything that happened to us one short week ago in Dallas and the job that was done there. But if the Packers beat the Cowboys and we take care of business against the Rams, then the Tampa Bay Bucks or the Philadelphia Eagles will be coming into Detroit. We will have a second playoff game. And then things get even weirder from there, because if the Packers find a way not only to beat the Cowboys, but also beat the 49ers, you want to talk about the blue bloods of the NFL, right? Like usually that's a college term. You're talking 49ers, you're talking Cowboys, you're talking Packers. Teams that have dominated the last 2 decades in one form or another, right? On the NFC side of the ball, all right? If the Packers can find a way to beat the Cowboys and then go to San Francisco and beat the 49ers, we will have yet another home game, and we will have an NFC championship game against the Green Bay Packers for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. So there is a world in which we get 3 home games in this playoffs. It's not likely, but there is a chance. So that's why we're just living in this bizarre world. But I just want to take another second here and just talk about like this Detroit versus everybody. I thought the script had changed this year. I thought the script had changed because we are filling other stadiums. The national media, we're kind of the darling of the national media. Everything's good. And then we go into Dallas and we still get screwed by a bad call, right? And I'm not saying that my opinions on that aren't probably as harsh as many of yours. But then the Pro Bowl stuff comes out, and St. Brown doesn't make it. And that's fine if somebody's outright better than him, but nobody was outright better than him. Puka Nacua was not outright better than him. He had more yards. He had more touchdowns. He had more receptions. Like, he was unbelievable. And in one less game, by the way. Jared Goff, you don't want to make the Pro Bowl? That's fine. If Matthew Stafford is flat out better than you, he wasn't flat out better than him. So anyways, he's coming back in. I just hope that Jared Goff is the Jared Goff that we've seen. I hope that seeing McVay on the other sideline doesn't mess with his psyche or anything like that. But there you go. That's kind of where I'm at with everything. I love the Lions. It feels like just justice for all to be right in the world of the NFL. It feels like the Lions deserve to beat the Rams. That's just what I'm going to go with. All right. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.